Alright everyone, I went and bought those it's not a Packout because Packout's Milwaukee, but it's the Bauer brand from Harbor Freight. I already had a couple from years ago, but I bought two of the drawers that open, sliding track. I really like them. I like they lock individually versus like Milwaukee's all or none. And if you're on an incline or something, they could slide open. I like being able to lock them individually. But I got Envisions. I bought this on Marketplace. I was looking for a pull wagon, full-size garden wagon, because most stuff I do is on my semis or in the field working on stuff, skid loader, whatever it is. So I want something that I can have Packout or the Bauer brand on a cart, and I can wheel it around here, using it around on my dump trucks, vehicles when I do it in the rocks a lot of times. Or like I said, I can wheel it in the container when I'm not using it. And then if I have a job, I can set it in the bucket of a skid loader and take it with me on a job far from home. So I bought this for 40 bucks. Figured that was pretty cheap. It's brand new. I'm gonna take the seat off of it. I bought some steel. It's in the car there. And I'm hoping to make a frame and maybe try to set two of these boxes in for in, one here, and then I can go up with them, because right now I got enough boxes that are like 6 feet tall, and one row would be so tipsy. So I'm thinking about extending the frame, and that's just my envision. We'll see. I'll bring you guys back once I get the seat off of it and cut that bushing off that this thread's in, and we'll see where I'm at. All right. Originally, I was thinking, well, I could do 4 of them. One here, 3, 4. And extend this whole frame. I'm gonna extend the frame either which way a little bit, but I was like, well, it'd be nice because then you have a work area. If you had 4 of them across the top, you could fold that down and have someone to work on, but then it's gonna be a lot of weight. And so I think I'm gonna do just one on this end facing that way and one there facing forward, back to back. And then I'll have 3 or 4 high. That's my envision, something like this, but I didn't draw it up, sketch it up. I'm doing it as I go in my head. All right, got the seat off, and what you see in the last one, that collar, got it cut off flush and ground down. Sorry guys, it might be a little hard to hear me. I had to start the fan. The mosquitoes are coming out and it was humid. So I tried to build this in my head, just something I was thinking, and I think I got just enough steel making the right cuts. I've got 120 inches and it's perfectly 20-inch run. So I'm gonna do 2 20s, which will eat up 1 stick. That's 60 inches. And then I'm gonna do 2 down the side and 30 inches. And that'll be my other 60. 30 and 30, 60 if I do my math right. 20, 20, 20, 60. Might not have 20/20 visions, but I got a 20/20 vision of what this might look like when I'm done. No, I'm not a comedian either. And I'm not a fabricator, I'm a cobbler. I'm a MacGyver. I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. Okay. Also, personal preference, obviously if you stand this up like this, it'd be stronger than laying flat like this for the weight, but there ain't enough weight to bend this the way I'm doing it. You could stand it up if you build one that way, but I wanted it to catch more of the box underneath, because if I stand it up, it's only gonna catch about 1 inch of the box, which is probably enough, but I know they're plastic bottoms and there's gonna be a lot of weight in them. So I just laid them down, that way I can catch about 2 inches. So you're gonna catch 4 inches of the box, 2 on each side, versus standing them up, catching 1 inch on each side. I've got plenty of clearance laying down or standing up. Standing up's just gonna put you another inch taller. Not that it matters. Like I said, it's all personal preference, but I'm just gonna leave them laying down like that to build it. All right, I got this up here, just setting on here. I'm gonna weld this cross member to this one, and then I was gonna run some tubing all the way on the inside edge out to catch back here, but I think when I put these little tubes, square tubes, I ran out of this stuff, so I've got to use this little 1x1 tubing. I'm going to run a piece here and tie it here and tie it here, but most of my weight's going to be from here back because the box don't go to this. I wanted to leave a little room for another container thing I got there. So the box is like from here and then all the way to the edge. There'll be a lot of weight here. I'm gonna put those two in, see what it feels like, and then see if I need to put the tubing going the other way. All right, I got the frame done, welded up. I need to go cool it off with the hydrant, and then I need to put my boxes on there, see where they're gonna set, so I can put my flat steel up to hold them on. My screen got something on it. So yeah, I think it's turned out okay so far. Gotta clean my screen, it's horrible. Okay, I think I'm done. Got about 2.5 hours, or probably about 3 hours in it. I just had some blue ink, matte blue. Yeah, this one, matte ink blue. Just something I had, I didn't have enough black, so we got green and blue. If it's a green monster, blue monster, or green and blue monster. I'll get all my packs on there. I put the side pieces, the flat steel on the sides, and I just cut the corners off and rounded them so don't cut nobody. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm sure I'll do some other add-ons down the road, but let me get everything on there and I'll bring you back. I guess I could show you that my first one I put on there, I got 1/4 inch, 3/8 torque wrench, some electrical connectors, some easy outs, tire plugs. I've got a freaking full set of 3/4 metric from like 26 to 36 or 38 sockets here. WD-40. PV blaster, got some adapters, impact adapters, Icon. I like a lot of Icon stuff, so what I mainly run. Some more 1/2 inch and 3/8 sockets down there. Just some miscellaneous stuff. This is the one I just bought, it's empty. I'll show you the rest when I get it on the cart. Okay, originally I had the two with the pull-out drawers. I had them on the back here, so I had this one on top of this one. So it was, you know, that much taller, which is fine. I just didn't know if I wanted to leave it that way. So just got a lot of pliers and punches, center punches, RTVs, glues, JB Weld, gloves. So this got all my sockets, a lot of sockets, which when I tipped it up, looks like these come out. They're mixed in here, I need to clean that up. I tipped it over, that was my fault. And then up here, don't have nothing in that, showed you that. This is my big bag. Nice thing is like this, like I said, it has a hard bottom and it locks in with the rest of the stuff. I went the wrong way with it. This thing's got a lot of room. Butane torch, some big channel locks. I got my little 1/4 inch impact, 3/8 Milwaukee impact, stubby. I need to get the 1/2 inch Milwaukee. Got a long ratchet in here, and I've got so much more room in here, it's crazy. So yeah, and then I was thinking, in between them, which is a lot more room than I thought, make a deal to hold. This is just a cheap 3/4 set of standard ratchet sockets. Somehow mounting that in there, like so, maybe. I've still got room for another socket set. Maybe I ought to take that metric set out of this basket here, and if it sets in there tight and holds everything tight, sandwiches it in there, that'll leave more room in that basket for something. But I think it turned out pretty good for a wagon that I just bought today. About 3.5, 4 hours ago I bought it. And it works good. Don't turn as sharp as I would like, but it pulls easy. The tire's a little low. But now I can wheel it to wherever I'm going and got about 90% of my tools in here. Put her back up in here in the light. Alright, I tried that and that did work good. I took the Quinn set, my metric set out here, and it fit in here pretty snug. But it does fit, so that'll hold everything together. So now I've got my this is 3/4 metric. So I got a 3/4 metric here and a 3/4 standard. here. So that'll work pretty good. Morning everyone, it's Wednesday. I was working on this last night about 9 o'clock or so. I ended up changing around a little bit. I put all the pull-out drawers on this side. I kind of wanted them, I don't like bending over this far necessarily to get into some of these, but it's not horrible. And if I do that in this setup, the only thing I have to do is take this one off to get down in the bottom crate. So if I don't need nothing out of the bottom crate and I'm working, I can work out of the top of this one, work out of this, work out of top of this, and all these, get anything I need in the middle. The only way I have to take one of these and break them down is to get into that crate, versus before I had this one on the bottom here and that one where it's at, and then I had two pull-out drawers on top of those two, got them higher, but then if I need anything out of here or here, you had to pull them and break them down. So I think this will be a lot better. Like I said, it's the options are endless. You can put any of those on the bottom except the obviously your soft pack. Also, I was thinking about making something here, but I've got some fairly thick poly over there behind the fan, that white sheet. I was thinking, I wish Bauer, which maybe they do or maybe they will, if they made a tabletop for this. It's the right height for working on little stuff. You know, sometimes I'm doing carburetors on chainsaws and all, and depending if you're in the field, if I had something that was lock in here just like the rest of the Packout stuff that locked into these, and it was a flat surface, and even if it come out 2 or 3 inches all sides, and then you could still open the lid, or I could take it off and throw it back here when I'm not using it as a table. But sometimes it'd be nice to have a flat surface across here to work at. So anybody that's got connections, tell them I want a tabletop, or if they do make one, leave a comment, because I'd buy one. I'll probably end up making something, but I'd rather much rather spend 20, 30 bucks, 50 bucks and buy a table for this conversion. So leave a comment if they do or if they should and you think that's a good idea. That's one thing I say about the Milwaukee Packouts. They got a lot more options, varieties of add-ons, but I just don't have a good enough job. Make a minimum wage. It's pretty hard to justify this stuff out alone. The red stuff.